Shalom, shalom, call Allah YAHAWASHI. Back at it again. We'll do another video real quick, man. I ain't this one ain't gonna be too long either. Try to make these short for edification's sake. But this is a documentary I have watching TV. I was watching YouTube last night, and this happened to just come on after a video I watched. All right, but it's very spiritual. All right, so it says the fight for the soul of Seattle, a Como News documentary. Alright, this program contains graphic images some may find very disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Alright, and to start off, when I start, I'm going to grab this right here. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is becoming an habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage for every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Alright. Verse 4, And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. Alright, and this is about Seattle, alright. They had that whole thing going on with, pretty much people took over the city and stuff. And this is what it's looking like now, I presume, alright. Yeah. And this is ultimately how all of America is going to be very soon. You can already tell by the music, this is going to be a very gloomy scene, man. Alright? So pay attention, pay close attention. I'm going to grab as many scriptures as I can. But I also want you to see this imagery of what America, this is how all of America is about to be, man. Alright, not just Seattle, all of America is going out bad, just like this. Alright, America, Babylon is falling.
I'm going to say some hard things about this place. Not because I don't like Seattle, but because I love it. And I'm going to start by saying this. Seattle no longer feels the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason at any time. The most stunning city in America is dying, all right. Businesses and citizens have been largely abandoned, left to fend for themselves in favor of a self-congratulatory compassion, a phony grace. If you shout long enough, Seattle will give you what you want. We'll abandon a police precinct, an entire chunk of the city, and all a phony grace. If you shout long...
It says this space is now property of the Seattle people. Seattle Police Department, East Precinct, but they put Seattle People Department. So the people have taken over, and these people are destroying everything, man. All right, they're not living in the righteous order. They're just making things worse. Okay.
Long enough, Seattle will give you what you want. We'll abandon a police precinct, an entire chunk of the city, and all the people that live and work there. All of it is yours for the taking if you shout long enough. If you want to live somewhere, anywhere, and if you want to pile up garbage and waste and filth, you can do that too. Parks, street corners, neighborhood nooks and crannies, have at it. You think Seattle's going to stop you? We'll even do away with the navigation team, just to make sure. Feeling artistic? You're in luck. Seattle is your canvas. Have at it. Express yourself. Nobody's going to stop you from leaving temporary scars on the psyche of a damaged city. They're too busy reimagining. If you want to keep using the drugs that are killing you, we'll help out. We'll give you needles. We'll order the cops not to make arrests. We'll legalize hard narcotics on our streets. We will stand by and watch as you kill yourself, because Seattle no longer feels the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason. And if you want to go out into the communities and businesses, stealing all day long to get the drugs that are killing you, we won't stop you, or rehabilitate you, or intervene in any meaningful way. And when the citizens demand protection...
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And you see, and this is the result of that, man. Alright? It's absolute chaos. Absolute chaos, man. Alright? Absolute chaos. It's a shame. Alright? I'm going to bring it back. You got to really pay attention to what you're seeing here, man. Alright? Let's read a little bit more of this. Back to Revelation chapter 18, verse 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, talking about America. And so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am a widow, and shall see no sorrow. And this is the pride of America. Make America great again. It's never going to. America's never going to fall. Just look how they said about that ship, the Titanic. Or even God Himself can't cut and shake, sink this ship. And look at where it's at now, at the bottom of the ocean, man. Same thing's coming to America. It says, therefore her plague shall come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, who judgeth her. And what that's also talking about, what, that nuclear destruction, man. Alright, this place is finished. This place is destroyed. It's never going to be beautiful again. It's never going to come back to its glory again. This place is about to be completely obliterated off the face of the earth, man. And it is much needed. So, alright. It says, the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her torment standing afar off, of the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. And that's talking about America, man. In 1 hour, America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles in 1 hour. And this is why it has to be. Look at this video. You're going to see why it has to be destroyed, man. Alright? This place is a stain on the earth.
I'm going to say some hard things about this place. Not because I don't like Seattle, but because I love it. And I'm going to start by saying this. Seattle no longer feels the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason at any time. The most stunning city in America is dying, all right. Businesses and citizens have been largely abandoned, left to fend for themselves in favor of a self-congratulatory compassion, a phony grace. If you shout long enough, Seattle will give you what you want. We'll abandon a police precinct, an entire chunk of the city, and all the people that live and work there. All of it is yours for the taking if you shout long enough. If you want to live somewhere, anywhere, and if you want to pile up garbage and waste and filth, you can do that too. Parks, street corners, neighborhood nooks and crannies, have at it. You think Seattle's going to stop you? We'll even do away with the navigation team, just to make sure. Feeling artistic? You're in luck. Seattle is your canvas. Have at it. Express yourself. Nobody's going to stop you from leaving temporary scars on the psyche of a damaged city. They're too busy reimagining. If you want to keep using the drugs that are killing you, we'll help out. We'll give you needles. We'll order the cops not to make arrests. We'll legalize hard narcotics on our streets. We will stand a damaged city. They're too busy reimagining. If you want to keep you...
Now look at this right here. See this woman right here? She's doing drugs. All right, she's doing drugs. They all doing drugs. And look what this guy's holding in his hand. Now this was if this was really a depiction of the Lord, he got the cross. This was really about the Lord. You don't think that the Lord would have made a change out of all this, man? You think people would be doing what they're doing if the Lord, if this was really going to do them any good? But no, this right here is showing you that Christianity is garbage, it's lies, it's absolutely abomination, and it's not going to work for anybody, man. It's not working for them. Look at it, man, and she look like a Jake. She might be a Jake, man. A couple of them might be. This guy here might be a Jake. All right. Let me grab this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword of their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another people with swords in their hands, which is what? Great destruction is coming upon this place, man. People are going to get belligerent and start killing each other in the streets, man. Alright? And woe means destruction. Death and destruction. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is what you're seeing right here in Seattle. They're not worried about the cops or the judges or the mayors. They're not worried about none of that stuff, man. They have taken over the whole city. All right, it's absolute lawlessness, and this is what the example of lawlessness is, man. All right, this is what happens when you get lawlessness, and you got these things where they talking about decriminalize or defund the police. So in California, apparently there's a long list of things that the police could not be called for. All right, showing you that what, hey, we in that time, and I haven't watched this whole video. I pretty much got to like probably about just a little ways up right here, and then after that I had to do this video on it, man. All right, I'm pretty sure some more clips, so you can watch the video if you want to. Look, really don't take it down. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because of their pride. The cities shall be troubled, and this is what you see in Seattle. And the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods for their lack of bread and for great tribulation. It's only getting worse, man. Verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him.
Using the drugs that are killing you will help out. We'll give you needles. We'll order the cops not to make arrests. We'll legalize hard narcotics on our streets. We will stand by and watch as you kill yourself, because Seattle no longer feels the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason. And if you want to go out into the communities and businesses, stealing all day long to get the drugs that are killing you, we won't stop you, or rehabilitate you, or intervene in any meaningful way. And when the citizens demand protection and the businesses say who's looking out for us, we'll shut down the county jail and the juvenile detention center because we're so forward-thinking. We'll run the chief of police out of town and hope that bad people stop doing bad things because we're so very good. We'll stop prosecuting criminal behavior. Heck, we won't even file charges so it doesn't show up in the crime stats. We'll handcuff the police and beat down the judges who step out of line. If you want to intimidate the leaders who voice objections, who's going to stop you? Seattle? Come on. We'll doggedly plow ahead with a reckless experiment that is systematically ruining what used to be the best place to live in America. And that, all of it, is at the very heart of the fight for the soul of Seattle. The fact that we no longer feel the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason at any time. And that, all of it, is at the very heart of the fight for the soul of Seattle. The fact that we no longer feel the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason at any time.
So this is the times that we happen to be living in, man. All right. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe, which means death and destruction, be unto thee, Babylon, in Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away than hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn? So there's no turning back from this, man. All right, this is just the beginning of a horrible, horrible, horrible end of America, man. All right. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer, and you can't, man. And that also, you can also linking that to what those missiles, man. When them missiles get shot off, there is no stopping it, man. There is no turning back. It's over, especially for America. And hey, through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, we praying that it happens sooner, man. We tired of this place, okay? I'm tired of seeing that abomination too. People nodding out on the street, garbage and junk and trash, and having to work every day and all this madness, man. And if you're in your right mind, you should be sick and tired of this place, man. If you're not in your right mind, then you love it here. All right? And ultimately, you're going to have to burn with it. It says, verse 8, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? So the Most High, YAHAWASHI, is sending these plagues, man. All right? There's no stopping it. It don't matter who you vote for, no matter who you put in office. And by the way, presidents are not elected; they are selected. All right, Trump just had to realize that when he tried to go to the Supreme Court to, with all the evidence in the world, to prove that there was a fraud election. Okay, he went to the Supreme Court and they still denied him. Their message to him was to stop. All right, because hey, when you really realize what's going on and what this place is all about, it's not about freedom. It's not about your rights. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about the ruling elites who control this place, and they wanted to go in the direction that they wanted to go in. All right. It says, verse 9, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, but before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot at the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So these plagues were sent out by the Lord, man. They're not going to return back. They're going to come upon this place, and we're starting to see it already. All right, that's what you see in this video. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot by a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. And this is Ezra speaking. He said, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? And Ezra, it means Ezra is back today, man, in the regeneration, the reincarnation. All right, he's back today, and he's seen all these things, man. And he's saying, yo, who's gonna deliver me from these times that's coming, man? It's gonna get bad. And this is what it's gonna come down to. It says, verse 18, this is the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, and they shall think themselves to be in good case, which is what's happening now. People getting damn stimulus checks, people getting deals on this. These stores going out of business. They having these damn liquidation sales. All right, buy one get one free. And they think it's a good. They think they're in good case, but it's just showing you that hey, this place is finished, man. Okay, people are practically giving stuff away because there's no need for it anymore. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And which what you saw in this video, man. Very well, very much so, great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So the ones so many gonna perish of famine, which is what? A lack of food or a lack of bread, not being able to eat. They're gonna starve to death, man. And the other that escape the hunger, the other that escape starving to death, because they might have some food stored up, or they might just come across some food, shall the sword destroy, man. Which is what? The gun. So you can stock up food all day long. You can stock up water. You can stock up ammunition, all that stuff, man. But if it's your time to go, it's your time to go, man. If you didn't seek YAHAWASHI your truth and sincerity, your time to go is coming very soon, whether you believe it or not. The dead men shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. That's what you see with Seattle, man. Alright, and pretty soon you're going to have dead bodies, alright? The dead shall be cast out as dung. What is dung? Feces, man. If you see a dog, whenever they drop a dump, and you leave it in the grass, and it's there, and it starts to mold up and rot and get hard, that's what's going to happen to these people, man. This is the reality happening, and this is being seen right before your eyes, man. You're starting to see these things, man. So when you understand that you have been warned, the prophets have warned you about this. We have been telling you for 30 plus years, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone down. There shall, verse 24, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men, because great death and destruction is coming upon this place, man. And Seattle hasn't seen a full effect. You still saw people out there. So it's gonna come a day where you're not gonna see people, man. All you're gonna see is dead bodies. It's gonna be the stink of dead bodies everywhere you go, man. Dead flesh, rotten flesh. All right. It says, so that one man shall desire to see another, and shall hear and to hear his voice. And that's what you saw in that movie. That's what you saw in that movie. I Am Legend. Will Smith talking to damn mannequins and shit. It's gonna get bad like that out here, man. It's gonna get very bad like that out here. If you're not right in the spirit, if you're not trying to get right in the spirit, you're gonna be left out there to fend for yourself, man, with no protection from the Lord. All right. It says, for a city there shall be. Oh, so let me go up a little bit. Verse 28. For a city there shall be 10 left in the whole city. There's gonna be 10 people left, man. And 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. Because what, they're gonna be hiding for their lives, man. Verse 32. It says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travail therethrough. All right, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, because they're gonna get sent off to fight wars, all right, or die off of heroin and meth addictions. Having no husbands, and the woman shall mourn having no husbands, their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the war shall the bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. So the Lord's talking to ye servants of the Lord, man. The ones who he called to come out of this darkness, to repent, to seek YAHAWASHI. He's speaking to you, man. He's giving us a fair warning. I was talking to the brothers last week after camp. And we was going over all this that was happening in the world. And I told them, I said, listen, brothers, man. All right. The fact that you sitting right here and you got this understanding, you understand this Bible, you know the Lord is dealing with you. All right, shows that the Lord has had mercy upon you, because you could be left out there with the rest of these people, man. You could be clueless and not know what's going on either, like the rest of these people out here, man. All right, the Lord is dealing with us, man. And what you do, and true sincerity is going to determine whether He's going to keep dealing with you, man. It says, and ultimately it's all about the elect, man. Verse 36. Behold the word of the Lord. Behold the word of the Lord. Receive it. Believe not the gods whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So once this thing get going, once this thing is start popping off seriously, it's not going to stop, man. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the whole world, and the world shall mourn, and the sorrows shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my words, and make you ready to thy battle. And in those days be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Why? Because it's going to get nasty out here, man. Saying this ain't going to be the time to be playing games and thinking it's all peaches and cream. It's going to get nasty out here, man. We're going to have to get going, man. When that time comes, it's time to get going. We're not finna be sitting up, you know what I'm saying, and enjoying the show. We're going to be out of there, man. All right? People going to be killing each other, eating each other over water bottles and packs of Twinkies, medication. That's stuff that we take so easily for granted today. People are going to be murdering each other over it, man. Like I said, we just here to give you a warning, man. All right, and we praying that we get saved.
Stop anyone from doing anything for any reason at any time. The most stunning city in America is dying, all right. Businesses and citizens have been largely abandoned, left to fend for themselves in favor of a self-congratulatory compassion, a phony grace. If you shout long enough, Seattle will give you what you want. We'll abandon a police precinct, an entire chunk of the city, and all the people that live and work there. All of it is yours for the taking if you shout long enough. If you want to live somewhere, anywhere, and if you want to pile up garbage and waste and filth, you can do that too. Parks, street corners, neighborhood nooks and crannies, have at it. You think Seattle's going to stop you? We'll even do away with the navigation team, just to make sure. Feeling artistic? You're in luck. Seattle is your canvas. Have at it. Express yourself. Nobody's going to stop you from leaving temporary scars in the psyche of a damaged city. They're too busy reimagining. If you want to keep using the drugs that are killing you, we'll help out. We'll give you needles. We'll order the cops not to make arrests. We'll legalize hard narcotics on our streets. We will stand by and watch as you kill yourself, because Seattle no longer feels the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason. And if you want to go out into the communities and businesses, stealing all day long to get the drugs that are killing you, we won't stop you, or rehabilitate you, or intervene in any meaningful way. And when the citizens demand protection and the businesses say who's looking out for us, we'll shut down the county jail and the juvenile detention center because we're so forward-thinking. We'll run the chief of police out of town and hope that bad people stop doing bad things because we're so very good. We'll stop prosecuting criminal behavior. Heck, we won't even file charges so it doesn't show up in the crime stats. We'll handcuff the police and beat down the judges who step out of line. If you want to intimidate the leaders who voice objections, who's going to stop you? Seattle? Come on. We'll doggedly plow ahead with a reckless experiment that is systematically ruining what used to be the best place to live in America. And that, all of it, is at the very heart of the fight for the soul of Seattle. The fact that we no longer feel the need to stop anyone from doing anything for any reason at any time.
So you get the picture, man. Alright, America's finished. This place is through. It's over with. Our Lord is about to make a speedy rinse of this place and bring great judgment upon this place, man, because this place is wicked. Alright? And in this Bible prophecy that America has to be destroyed in order for our kingdom to be fulfilled, man. Alright? I pray that's what's edifying and hopeful elect. I want to say call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, or QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach real well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.